How prepared is Arizona and the U.S. when it comes to weather emergencies? It's a question being asked in many areas of the country after flooding killed 134 people in parts of Texas that officials now say did not have adequate early warning systems. Joining us now is ASU climatologist Randy Cerveny. Randy, good to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. How prepared are we? Let's start in Arizona. How prepared are we for weather emergencies in general?
Well, we have a very good infrastructure in place, not only with the National Weather Service. That's where a lot of the initial discussion involving the Texas situation was with, but we have a huge number of meteorologists that are in situations here in Arizona that can help with regards to warning. Salt River Project, the Maricopa County Flood Control District. Those people are vital to giving us good weather information and warnings.
Okay, so with that in mind, what did we learn from the Texas floodings?
Well, I think the biggest thing is communication. One of the problems, even though the National Weather Service there in Texas had issued a flash flood warning as early as 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 hours before the actual event took place, the information was not transmitted correctly.
Wow.
And that's frustrating when weather people can do their jobs and then the information that they're coming up with doesn't get properly disseminated. That's a big problem.
Can that information be sent out and distributed by way of weather apps? We all have apps on our phones. Why can't we just use weather apps? What's?
Well, that's a third party, you see. That's the problem is people think, oh, well, we don't even need the Weather Service. We've got weather apps. Well, the problem is all the information that comes on your weather app is derived from National Weather Service information. That the forecasts that are put out on those apps are the result of all the weather information that we have gathered by the National Weather Service.
So as far as predicting the weather, forecasting the weather, especially dangerous weather, are there upgrades needed? I think you got like a device here. What's this on? This helps with the forecasting?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like much, but this is a critical part of weather forecasting. This is a radiosonde. This is what's attached to a weather balloon. We launch weather balloons across the country at multiple sites, about 140 sites around the country, twice a day, once at 5 o'clock in the morning, once at 5 o'clock at night. These things go up, and as they are going up, they're transmitting temperature, humidity, wind speed, wind direction, and all of that goes into our computer weather models that tell us what's going to happen. Well, the trouble is we're having fewer of these now.
Why are we having fewer of these?
Well, that's a good political question.
Oh,
it's
okay.
not something that's necessarily the result of the National Weather Service. When we cut back on the number of people that are working at the Weather Service and the number of things like this, even our radar systems are becoming outdated. Those are all situations that can lead to a tragedy in the future.
Okay, so it sounds as though we're in danger of the forecasting becoming outdated. The emergency information, is that becoming outdated? I mean, what happened in Texas obviously was miscommunication and was a problem, and I'm sure they'll fix that. But is that something that's going to be a problem again in other areas?
Well, Texas has the same kind of problem that we might have a problem with as well, and that's that a lot of our places are very remote, and getting communication and information into those remote areas in time to save the people becomes very problematic. Now, we do have people that are looking into that, but the Texas kind of situation of flash flooding, I could see easily happening, and it actually has happened in the past, up in, say, the Mogollon Rim area,
yes,
where we've had flash floods.
Yeah, because in those areas, and we've learned this over the years, there could be a storm that you don't even know about that's dumping rain that's going to come hit you in no time.
Right. I did a study. It was a horrible situation back in '97 when we had a flash flood around Page, Arizona, and a number of French tourists were killed as they were going into Antelope Canyon. And the problem was where they were at, it didn't rain.
You're right.
But the storm was actually 5 miles south of them, and it was all cascaded down into one very narrow slot canyon.
So with flood control projects in Maricopa County and in the state overall, what is needed? Where do we stand? What do you see?
Well, as I say, right now, my interpretation is that our infrastructure here is pretty good. We are understaffed at the National Weather Service. I'd love to see a few more people coming in. My students in particular, I would like to see them being able to take those kind of jobs. But we do have a lot of support groups like Salt River Project, like the Maricopa County Flood Control District. And I think those things are helping us a lot more than maybe some of the more affected areas around the rest of the country.
Last question, climate change. How much is climate change playing into all of this?
Well, it is, and that's the big problem, is that as our climate changes, things like flash flooding are going to be more prevalent, that we're going to have more flash floods. We're also going to have, unfortunately, the other side of the coin, more droughts, that our weather becomes, unfortunately, more unpredictable. So it would seem like we would want to try to get as much information about it as possible.
And if the weather is changing, the rainfall data and other data as well, that would need to change as well, I would think.
Oh, absolutely. And the more information that we have, the better we're going to be able to pinpoint those kind of changes that are occurring.
All right. Are you optimistic?
I'm not alarmed yet, but I'm not optimistic.
Okay, well, I tried to get that out of you. Randy Cerveny, ASU Climate. Real quickly, Randy, it's like 90-something degrees out here. What's happening with what's going on here?
We're getting a good surge of moisture coming up from the Gulf of California. That can lead to storms, but unfortunately, we're going to have some drier air moving into the state. So enjoy today, because the next week is going to be dry.
All right, Randy, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.